everybody! Welcome back to Cooking with Casey. Today we are going to be making taco cups. Now these are really fun and I'm so excited to show you guys how to make them today. I'm going to show you how to make some regular ground beef taco cups as well as shrimp taco cups. So this is what we're going to start with today. I have my oven preheated already to 350 degrees and I'm going to take some cooking spray and I'm just going to coat it with some all over my muffin pan. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to take a tortilla and we're going to start off by making those cups. So I take a glass that is, I would say, I don't know, a few inches. It's got to be bigger than the actual circle so that whenever you fill it up, it actually forms a shape. If it's smaller, it's going to just be a flat circle in there. It's not going to actually shape up like a cup size. So we want to make sure it's bigger than the muffin tin circles. And you guys can do this with a knife, or you can also just take your glass and kind of push down and make a circle if you would prefer that. And then you simply push it in. And it's okay if it folds up like that, probably will. And then we're gonna kind of make a couple more. I'm gonna see if I can get it to make a circle. There we go. So you can, if you want to, use a knife or just use the cup. Dun, dun, dun. And if you guys have a favorite cup at home, sometimes you have those favorite cups you like to drink out of all the time. Maybe you could use that one if it's big enough. Okay, so I have these little extra bits. You can save those and you can make them into little tortilla chips if you want to. You could even put some cinnamon sugar on them and make little sopapillas, whichever you prefer. I'm gonna just set them off to the side for now and grab my second one because I can only get about 3 of these per tortilla. I also find different types of tortillas might work a little differently doing this. So some tortillas are a little bit more fluffy, some are a little bit thinner. Any of them will work. I like this one's a little bit thicker. I like them that way for this because it's sturdier and it's gonna hold everything in there really well. Ta-da! Alrighty, there you go. And I'm gonna just spray it one more time. So I'm gonna have this in the oven for a few minutes, probably like 7 to 8 minutes. As long as you don't leave it in there too long, then you're fine, because we don't want it to be burnt. But what we want to see is a little bit of color starting to form on the outside of it. And this is all firm. So it'll be nice and crispy. So while these are in the oven getting crisp and firm for our taco cups, I'm gonna kind of talk to you guys about what I have for my ingredients today. Since these are tacos, you guys can go all out with whatever you prefer in your tacos, but this is what I have today. So I went ahead and got some ground beef that I cooked down with some taco seasoning. I also made some shrimp and I cut it up into small pieces since the cups are so small. And I put some Cajun seasoning on that. So I put Tony's Creole seasoning just for a nice little spice to it. And then I also cut up some avocado into little chunks because I like avocado. And then I took some tomatoes and corn and I just mixed them together because they taste good together, but also because it's just easy to sprinkle. I'm a big fan of corn. I like the sweet taste of that. I also have some cilantro, some lime, and then some green onions in here. The green onions I'm gonna use on our ground beef, and the cilantro I'm gonna use with the shrimp tacos. I also bought sour cream and some taco cheese sprinkles that I can just put a little bit of on top. Now, again, you guys can make whatever you want. You can make chicken tacos, you guys could use ground turkey, you could even go meatless if you really wanted to and make a veggie taco cup. That is cool, that is fine. If you do it, I wanna see what you do. So, while these are finishing, crisping up, what we're gonna do when they're done is we want to make sure we can do this kind of like a taco bar style, so that when you guys make them at home, you can have the cups, you can put the cup on your plate or however many of the cups on there, and you guys can form these and make them however you want to and make them taste however you want to. It's really fun. It'd be really good for just big family nights, or if you guys end up having any family over, any guests over, and you want to have just a fun, easy thing that people can all eat. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna check out my taco cups. They are getting there. They're not quite done yet. They're almost there. So, one other thing I will say about making the taco cups is, again, make sure that they do get crisp, because if these are gonna be too soft, they're just gonna flop over and they're not gonna be a cup anymore. You guys can also make regular tacos. That's always an easy thing. Walking tacos is also a really fun thing if you've ever done a walking taco. We use those at the youth group a lot with our teenagers, and I love them. You basically take a bag of Doritos or Fritos, whatever you prefer, and you crunch them up a whole bunch in your bag. You open it, you put your ground beef in there with taco seasoning and whatever toppings you want, and you can just kind of mix it all up and eat it out of the bag. It's fantastic, and I love it. So that's also a nice, fun taco recipe. But I want to give you guys more of a dinner plan and less of a on-the-go taco idea. All right, I'm going to grab my taco shells. All right. Turn this off, and I'm going to assemble these in here. The reason I want to assemble them in here, just for me, is because it's really hot and I'm not going to touch them. Y'all can wait until it cools off and pull it out and do it on a plate, but I'm going to go ahead and just do these in here. So I'm going to put the cheese down first, only because you don't have to do this, but I want it to get all melty, and I think it's delicious if it's all melty. So I'm going to sprinkle my cheese on the bottom of the ones that are gonna have the ground beef, just to have that delicious coating. And then I'm just gonna take a nice small spoonful, and you guys can kind of see how much that fills. So you don't wanna put too much in there, otherwise you're not gonna have enough room for everything else. So little bits at a time. Like that. And then I did about 3 shrimp per cup on my last one. If they're really small, maybe 4. I think that one's pretty small. Bloop. Okay. Then I'm gonna add my corn and my tomatoes. And you guys can get those fresh. You can also buy them canned, whichever you prefer. If you do canned, I would probably go for Rotel, just because it has a little bit of extra flavor to it with the green chilies. And last one. Okay. I'm gonna take some of my avocado, and since it is such a small cup, if you really like avocado, you can put a lot in there. I'm gonna put just a little bit because it's nice and creamy and goes a long way in my opinion. There we go. Okay, so now I'm gonna take a couple of those green onions and I'm gonna just plop them right on top of the ones with ground beef. And then I'm gonna take the cilantro and I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit on the ones with the shrimp. And then lastly, before my sour cream, I am going to put some lime juice. On there. All right, and then I'm gonna top it off lastly with that sour cream. Now again, these are small, so I'm not gonna put the same amount of sour cream that I would in a whole taco on here. I'm just gonna put a nice little dollop. Just like that. Stay on, sour cream, stay. There we go. All right, there's my last one. And that's how you guys do it. There's just a little bit of prep work that goes into that when you're cutting up those avocados or whenever you're cooking down the meat, whatever it is. There's just a little bit of prep work there. You separate it out, you make a nice little taco bar, and then all you have to do is just crisp up those taco cups in there. And once they are completely done, you have these really, really darling little crunchy taco cups. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Bye!